Hey everybody, welcome back to Young Money Investments, where we are not dumb money, we are young money. We're going to be talking about a new futures broker that is out there called Optimist Futures. I'm going to tell you why I chose Optimist Futures as my brokerage platform. I'm going to talk about some of the pros, some of the cons, and one of the biggest things on why I chose going with this particular platform. There are a lot of good things, and there are a lot of reasons why I ended up choosing this as my futures broker. And these are important things that everyone that is looking into trading futures needs to think about before getting into an agreement and using any particular broker out there. Let's cover it all today on Young Money Investments. One more thing, as well as you're continuing through this video, please do not forget to hit that subscribe button. I do a ton of different YouTube videos, ways to help you make money and be a profitable trader in the market. Please click that subscribe button, and I'd love to see you in more of these videos. I love comments too. I don't think enough people comment on the videos. Yeah, the likes are great. I love when you guys hit the thumbs up button, but more importantly, I want to communicate with you. I want to hear more about, what you're doing. What are you trading? Like what things have you found that work for you? What are some questions that you have? Leave those down below. We also do weekly giveaways on the Young Money Investments private mentorship. So I try to give away usually 1 to 2 every month. And I love to get more people in the private mentorship. So the more people that comment and are subscribed to my Instagram channel, my Instagram, the handle is Young Money Investments. Those are more opportunities that I have to then obviously get you in the private mentorship and then interact with you even more. That's the purpose of this channel. That's why I do this. So please do not forget to hit that subscribe button and leave a comment down below. All right, you guys. So to start off this review, obviously futures has been kind of like my goal for 2020 is to really get into this, really explore this type and this market of investments, because it's one of those things that I think so many new investors out there and even experienced investors out there don't know enough about, and they don't know a lot of the pros that can come with trading futures. And so this is really kind of the culmination of a lot of my research and really trying to find out, where is going to be my best place, where am I going to feel most comfortable, and where am I going to get the most help? Because as I said, it's been 12 years, 13 years that I've been in the stock market, and here I am feeling like I'm learning something new. And so I can relate to a lot of you out there that maybe are just new in general. Maybe you're not just new to futures, you're new to the stock market in general. And if you've watched my previous video on the futures market, on some of the base information, you'll learn that there's a lot to understand about futures, but it's not really that complicated. So one of the cool things about Optimist Futures is that it is an international broker. They call it internet, like IBB is basically what they call it. And it basically helps you put the client first with a futures clearing merchant. That's also called an FCM. And then basically they help the client receive like a good customer service experience and help like figure out everything, like how to get set up, how to get your funds in, et cetera, et cetera. One of the interesting things about futures compared to just getting an account open with like I've always said, E-Trade, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, any of these other normal stock trading platforms is you have like your clearing firm, the platform where you make all your trades, and your data feed all rolled into one. You take those 3 things, data feed, brokerage platform, and then your clearing merchant, which holds all your money. You have all those things kind of combined into one. One of the things you learn in futures is that each one of those individual things is an individual piece. And one of the cool things about Optimist Futures is that it basically helps you piece those things together, because there are a lot of platforms out there, and even in futures, they will offer a lot of those features together, but sometimes you don't know if each one of those features that's being offered to you is really the best for your situation. One of the things I really liked about Optimist Futures in general is that when you call their customer support, they're there to help you. They're there to walk you through some of the best platforms and best clearing firms that you need to use in order to have your account in the best place and have your money in the right brokerage. One of the interesting things, and this is one of the weird things I learned about futures, is that basically with futures, you have multiple choices for platforms. There's companies like CQG, there's Multi-Charts, there's Sierra Trader, there's Rhythmic Data. There's literally just multiple choices when it comes to platforms. And then Optimist Flow is also their platform. And one of the things I want to show you real quick is the Optimist Flow platform. So right here we have the Optimist Flow trading platform, and as you can see, it's just like a lot of other platforms. This is very individualized, and you can customize this in multiple ways. You can change out your watch list. This up here is basically your bar that you can add in different things like a dome. You can add in literally like so many different widgets, charts, and really customize, and these will snap into place So if you have a larger screen, you can actually get all of these things in place and kind of customize it. As I said, I'm still in the process of kind of customizing mine. I have my main chart here. You have down here like account info, you have like your watch list, you have your market depth, and then you have your time and sales. Now, obviously updates come out every once in a while. We do have a new update and it's very simple and easy to see. I haven't updated my platform for the simple fact that I wanted you to see how simple and easy it is to know if there's an upgrade available. You click down here and the update happens. Now you can do things, like I said, like add the portfolio, working orders, trade. Well, I mean, the list just goes on. You can add so many different things to your top bar up here and then choose what you want. You have all your indicators right here in terms of knowing, whether you want just a support and resistance line, you want a price level, you want right here, you want to create price zones, et cetera, et cetera. So many different things can be added to your charts that it makes it very simple and easy to use. When I say simple and easy, that was one of the biggest things for me, because I know for a lot of newer traders that are out there that are looking to switch brokerages or even get into the futures market, confusing is not gonna work. And I get that. I am in the same exact boat. You want something that is going to work, be simple and easy for you, but also not going to cost you money in terms of the lack of features and the abundance of things that you will need. Because if you're going into the markets with less tools than the next guy, that's going to put you at a disadvantage and less of an opportunity to make money. The cool thing about Optimist Futures is they have all those things and they're continually adding more and more features to this platform every day. This is a fairly newer brokerage and a fairly newer platform. The features are continually getting better. And so you may be watching this video 6 months down the road and more features may be on here. You may be watching this a year down the road and it may have an abundance of other features. And that's kind of one of the cool things. I'm not really anybody. I'm not anybody famous or fancy on YouTube, yet here is a brokerage that really cared about my opinion and wanted me to give my input on, what I thought, what are some features that they could add, what would make it a little bit better, et cetera, et cetera. And I think that's what's cool is it's not just me because I'm a YouTuber, it's literally anyone that calls in, they're willing to take your suggestions and your support. And that to me is huge because that means they're willing to adapt. And any company that's not willing to adapt usually is not going to last very long. And that's why we saw Robinhood do so well, is because there are a lot of other brokers out there that didn't want to adapt and update. Next thing that's super important to talk about is obviously commissions. And obviously this is going to be something that will determine where you're going to go. In terms of commissions, they are very workable with trying to get you the very best rate. And again, like I said, they talk to you, they individualize things depending on what your account you're opening. And one of the cool things that I need to mention about futures is that you don't have the PDT rule. You do not have to open up with $25,000 in order to have unlimited day trades in the futures market. You can literally trade as many times as you want. Yes, there are fees, there are commissions. Usually you're gonna pay somewhere probably right around $2. I'd say probably $2 to $2.40 or so. Sometimes you can get a little bit cheaper. I've seen it as low as about $1.80 per turn. So there is some fees associated with that. It's nothing like the way E-Trade or TD Ameritrade used to be. We're talking $5 a trade. These are still a little bit less expensive. But one of the things is futures are so volatile that you're not going to just get stuck in a sideways trade. And I do love that you have so many hours to trade with. Before I forget, Young Money Investments private mentorship is linked down below. That is a group where I call out all of my entries, my exits, talk about some of the trades that I'm taking over the following weeks, over the month, and even the trades that I'm taking on a daily basis, calling out my entry points, my exit points. What are some potential problems that I see and reasons that I might have to get out of a trade, and where am I looking to take profit? Going over all those things, swing trades, and obviously entering and doing live streams as well are all things that I do in that private mentorship. Like I said, if you're looking for more hands-on, more interaction, not just like the flash in the pan of YouTube, this is going to be a very highly interactive group that will help you to obviously take your trading to the next level if that's something you're looking for. Like I said, link is just down below. But with that being said, I digress. The commissions are very competitive. If you're looking at other brokerages and you call them and you're like, hey, this is what X, Y, and Z broker has offered, they are going to get you the best deal. I don't feel like you need to do that with them. I feel like just even without doing your research, they are going to offer you a fairly competitive rate. And one of the things that comes with that is the good customer service. I think too many people nowadays, especially millennials, especially our generation, we talk about, we got to get the cheapest. We got to get the cheapest. But at the end of the day, how much money does that end up costing you because you went the cheap route as opposed to going the quality route? And I'm not saying there's not a balance, right? You don't just want to spend, luxury. You have to get a balance. And I think that is really where Optimus really crushes it and knocks it out of the park. One of the other big things that Optimist Futures does really well is they have different global exchanges. Now, what do I mean by that? Basically, they have multiple worldwide exchanges. We're talking about exchanges with like Eurodex, the Australian futures. Basically, there are futures markets obviously across the world. That's one of the reasons why futures are open 23 hours a day, 5 days a week. This is basically because futures are traded globally. Same thing with Forex, and you can even trade Forex on here as well, which is pretty cool. Because of that, your execution speed, your data feeds, et cetera, are all going to be interlinked globally. Your data is going to be very quick. Your executions are going to be very quick. Those are all super important things because you do not want slippage, and that is going to cost you money. Those are some things that I have not seen really happening with Optimist Futures thus far. One of the other brokers you probably considered and even thought about is NinjaTrader. NinjaTrader, I've heard a lot of great things about as well. I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sit here and just say that, you know, Optimist Futures is the new upcoming best in town. No, there's nothing else that's good. NinjaTrader is another brokerage that I've heard is very good. But one of the big things for me that I especially saw that's gonna be cumbersome to new traders is the fact that if you want to get lower commissions, they charge you $1,000 for their trading platform and to get lower commissions. They say their trading platform is free, but at the end of the day, spending $1,000 to get started, that is a huge chunk of change for anyone. And so obviously one of the cool things about Optimist Futures was they were not charging me a bunch of money to do that. And that to me was another big indicator and one of the reasons why I thought they were worth a shot as opposed to going with NinjaTrader, who just out of the gate, you're going to be down $1,000 for their platform. One more cool thing that I've also really liked about Optimist Futures is the fact that they have auto trader features. And if you're going, what on earth are auto traders? Auto traders are simply programs that can be programmed into the overall trading platform that will allow a computer or an algorithm that you have had created or is already created that's on there to trade your account for you. One of the cool things about these auto traders is that using these, you can actually still be getting in and out of positions while you are not at your computer. It can take losses, or it can stop you out of a position. Auto traders are obviously the way of the future. Bots, algorithms are all ways of the future. And what's really cool about this cutting edge platform is that they offer a lot of these tools and features. If there's something in a skill or something that you are wanting created, there's always someone there that can possibly be talked to, that can help you kind of figure out that strategy. And if it's worthwhile and worth your investment, you could potentially get an indicator that is also created based on that. So many different ways to really optimize at Optimist your trading style and your way of getting around and making money. So overall, there are multiple things that are super important when looking for a broker. Personally, I think you need to talk about speed and execution. You need to talk about reliability and stability of the platform. You need to talk about the user-friendly interface. Is it user-friendly? Technical analysis tools, are they there? Do you have the tools that you need? Is there an auto trading functionality? Because like I said, at the end of the day, that is going to be something that is going to continue to become very popular in the futures markets. And then also, eventually it's going to transition over to obviously stocks and everything as well, but it's definitely more common right now in futures. And then you also need to talk about what's called the dome, or depth of market execution. So trading, like I said, showing you from that dome right there, that is where a lot of futures traders, that's what they go off of. It has a mixture of price action, volume. It has, you know, just everything. It has like everything just tied up in that little dome, as they call it. And how quick is the execution? And those are all going to go back to things like your data feed. It's going to go to how well it integrates with your platform, and obviously with your clearing firm and everything as well. So being able to merge all that together, when you talk about all those important critical things, I think Optimist Futures really hits the ball out of the park on a lot of those things. Have I experienced a few bugs? Like, to be honest, I experienced a couple bugs in their paper trading platform. I'm not going to sit here and be like, oh yeah, there's no problems whatsoever. There were some bugs, but literally I called them on a Friday, told them about the bugs. In fact, I was actually talking to one of the representatives when I went through and had some of the bugs, and they got the bugs resolved and worked out fairly quickly. Like by the following Monday, all those bugs were taken care of and worked out. So they're very quick. They're very quick and snappy to get those things taken care of. And like I said, I just can't give enough support to their staff and really their willingness to help. They want to go above and beyond. And I think in a world where customer service is kind of like sliding down, you got the Robin Hoods of the world that don't even have a telephone number that you can call to get customer service. Webull doesn't even have that. It's so important to have that interaction one-on-one with a human being. that actually will listen to you, hear your problems, and want to fix and make things better. So like I said, I think Optimist Futures is a great platform. I think it's a great place to get started, especially getting into futures. Even if you've been trading futures for quite some time, I think this is a platform and a group of individuals that can really help you continue to take your trading style to the next level. And like I said, I'm learning too. So I'd love to hear down below some of your comments. What are some things that you've liked about Optimist Futures, or what have you liked about some of these other brokers? Leave those comments down below, because I'd love to create this as a one video where multiple people can come and kind of voice their opinions, and a lot of people can learn from not just me, but from other comments out there as well. So thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for checking out this video, and I will catch you in the next video. Talk to you later. Bye.